So to date, there are 3 people throughout my businesses that have actually tattooed my business logo on their bodies. Now, if that's not the ultimate commitment or acknowledgement of the work we do being incredibly powerful and life-changing, I don't know what is, but I want to share with you some of the things that we've done that were absolutely extraordinary, exceptional, and way above and beyond what anybody expected that doesn't scale to multiple locations, but you should still do in your fitness business. These are the greatest hits of shit that doesn't scale that has built us up into being local legends in all of our communities, and that you should take and install in your own businesses in your own way. So let's get started. So I'll preface this. We talk a lot about scale and how to scale to multiple locations. There's a lot that you need to do that needs to scale. The systems, your pricing model, your framework, your hiring systems. But we are lucky enough to be in an industry where we can get really creative. I mean, we're not law firms, we're not law enforcement officers where we're abiding by certain societal laws or norms. We can get really creative with the work that we do as long as it doesn't operate outside of our scope of practice or put people at risk for getting hurt. And it's actually one of the most fun parts, to me at least, about being in this industry is we get to have a lot of fun. Having fun in your business is one of the most powerful ways to magnetize people to you and grow your business, even with shit that doesn't necessarily scale. And I can honestly say the success of Gage Strength Training, my original gym, was built on this local folklore and legend of the things that we would do for our community. And I hope that I can share these things with you and you don't try to replicate them if they don't come off authentically to you. Maybe they'll inspire you to have your own ideas for things that you can do for your clients that go above and beyond and create extraordinary relationships and memories for the people in your community. So the first thing that comes to mind when I think of shit that doesn't scale that made us really successful is early on, we had 50, 60 clients at the time. First time we did this, we had a client named Sylvia. And she was from the Netherlands. She had a really strong accent. She was a great member of our community. She had hit a really big weight loss goal. She lost 50 pounds of body fat. Jeff, my first employee, and I were sitting there, we're like, man, what can we do to just really reinforce how meaningful this is and how excited we are for her? So she had a lot of love for her home country back in the Netherlands. So what we did was we bought a 50-pound dumbbell and we painted it the color of the flag of the Netherlands country's flag. The time she was in the gym, and we made a huge deal about the fact that this weight that she's holding in her hands that gave a nod to her home nation was once on her body and causing all the issues that caused her to join the gym in the first place. It's a memory that even people that were a part of it, even people that saw us present this to her, have remarked upon for years and years of how cool it was to see that happen. It's a really good example of something that absolutely does not scale. We cannot buy a 50-pound weight for everybody that loses 50 pounds, especially with the price of dumbbells these days. It's something that helped build a reputation for the things we do for our community that will never scale to multiple businesses. It also served as this idea that I want you to take home with you, which is taking up real estate in your clients' homes. The more real estate you can take up in their lives or staying omnipresent in front of them, the more effective your local status will be. The more they go home and they see this thing from the gym. Sylvia had this dumbbell that when she moved home to the Netherlands, she brought this 50-pound brightly colored dumbbell with her. Imagine how big of a pain in the ass that was moving internationally with a 50-pound extra piece of metal with you. But that's the type of thing that she still will reach out and reflect on how meaningful it was. And whenever that memory comes up, people comment and like it. It stands out as something really extraordinary that you can do to any of your clients with just a little bit of creativity. So the next thing, and this is definitely something that does not scale, at least without some sort of AI intervention or some complex system. But when I first started the business, I really wanted to drive home this idea that we were a fitness community. So at the time, I probably had 100 clients. Our target market being, that 35 to 55 parent that was had kids and maybe let their health get a little out of control. They needed to lose weight. A lot of our members had young kids. So when Christmas time came around, I had the idea to do something special for the families that were members of the gym. I made a handwritten Christmas card from Santa Claus for every member's kids that were handwritten with the kid's name and anything I knew about them. It was an immense amount of effort. I think it was like 50 to 75 handwritten cards from Santa Claus that had the kid's name and anything unique I knew about them. And I hand delivered them to every single one of their houses. Now, Santa does not use the post office, so I hand delivered them so that there wasn't a stamp from the post office. So this is just an example of something incredibly meaningful that showed up on their doorsteps that went way above and beyond what they ever thought a gym or personal trainer would do for them. And it was done for the people that meant the most to them, their children. I can't think of a more meaningful way to build relationships and kind of a local folklore about what this local business has done. And the results really showed. I mean, the people that were the recipients of that still to this day, 11 years later, several are still clients. A lot of them have still maintained very strong relationships with myself, are always the deepest and strongest advocates for myself and my reputation and my business. So thinking of ways that you can use whatever is going on to make an incredible gesture. Maybe it doesn't scale, but at a certain time in your business, that's just the stuff that is going to set you apart from everybody else. So another way that you can do shit that doesn't scale is things that weren't even done just through myself individually. So we have one location, our Gage personal training location in Collegeville, that is run by our facility leader named Joe and one of his coaches named Jose. They have a very unique style and authenticity about them. And this concept of the word spicy has really picked up in their gym. They've got 130 clients, and anytime a workout is just absolutely brutal, they'll, say, man, that workout was spicy today, or like that was a spicy finisher. Just a something that really caught on totally authentically. It was very much like a insider language type thing that was going on. What's really powerful in your business is when you can take the implicit, that insider language, and you can make it explicit. You can kind of leak out that insider style to the outside world. And this is exactly how we did that. We saw spicy really catching on inside the walls of their gym. So what we did was we had a custom hot sauce designed after Joe and Jose's gym. And it was called Spicy by Joe and Jose. We had, I'll put a photo up on the screen. It had a cartoon picture of Joe and Jose at the gym. And it's something that's so novel and so unique that nobody expected it, but we started to give them out at the gym as a client gift. So when clients crushed a workout or there was a special reason for client recognition, they would start giving out these hot sauce bottles that, again, talking about taking up real estate in your client's home, is a constant reminder of something that puts a smile on their face. Even at home, they can refer to it, laugh about it, and think back to what they did at the gym. This is a really powerful psychological technique called anchoring. Overall, it's just a fun thing that doesn't necessarily scale. I couldn't give out Spicy by Devin at my gym because it's not authentic to me. But you want to look at the things that are naturally occurring and completely implicit to your business and find ways to make them explicit. So putting them out into the world and helping your people talk about who they are in the gym or what this world is like. And by doing so, you will attract the right people to your business. I truly believe that your vibe attracts your tribe. And it's a big reason why I've never been afraid of competitors opening up, or gyms in the area poaching clients. I truly believe that if we put out the message that is most authentic to us, we're going to attract the people that resonate the most with it. And if we don't, that's because they're not the right fit for our business. This is a really good example of that, putting your vibe out there and crafting it into something that can be shared with the world that tells your brand story. Not only is this something that serves as a retention play, it serves as a way to take up real estate in our client's home, but it's also a marketing campaign. Everybody started taking photos of the client gift that they got, the hot sauce bottle that was so novel, so unique, and so authentic, and such an insider type thing. They were kind of bragging about how cool their gym was, that they had this hot sauce and it was this funny thing and it symbolized how hard they work in the gym. That alone got a ton of engagement, a ton of eyeballs on our social media accounts, and will generate a return on investment by itself without really trying to. And those are the things that will come from embodying these implicit things about your business. Now, the last example I'll give you is one of my most favorite things in the entire world, which is the Gage Awards. It stands to give you a little backstory about how this whole thing started. So I started my business when I was 23 years old. I was just a personal trainer by myself. I also really liked the show The Office. So like a lot of people, you've seen the episode of The Dundies where Michael Scott does a award ceremony for The Office and they all get drunk on bottomless margaritas at a Chili's. And when it came our 1 year anniversary for the gym, I was like, man, like let's do a happy hour and let's get everybody together. And just for fun, I decided to make it the Gage Awards. A total joke, a total kind of just goofy thing that I came up with that never thought it would go anywhere, has become one of the biggest events that you'll ever see in the fitness industry by far. I mean, we went from giving out paper awards and getting drunk at a Mexican restaurant to 11 years later, having, a full top tier open bar, multiple food catered with multiple options, a band, a DJ, a full night of awards, gala event, videography, photographers, a red carpet. It is this massive event that we do every single year that has become a staple in our community. Again, I don't expect you to listen to this and try to do the Gage Awards or, whatever, because it is pretty authentic to who I am. I like to have fun. I like to throw parties. I like to celebrate people. You can find ways to emulate that in your business that speaks to your brand voice and maybe is something that doesn't scale to every gym. Not all of my engaged gyms are going to have the Gage Awards, but we can find a special way to celebrate our community with a meaningful and over-the-top event that nobody expects. I mean, every year, the people that have never been are kind of like not sure what to expect. And every single year, the response is phenomenal. It is a huge retention play for us. And it's just another way to celebrate our community and do something incredibly unique that doesn't scale to a nationwide brand, but you should still do for your business. There's a lot of things that scale in the fitness industry. There's a lot of things that you can build a scalable and repeatable and growth-minded organization with. But there are also things that you should encourage in your business and to execute in your business that don't scale at all, that are just based on doing something really great for your people and embodying your brand voice and having an outward mindset of, you know what, maybe this isn't perfect, but this really is going to make this person's day. Because that's the power of the industry that we're in and the position that we're in to do for people. And I believe wholeheartedly that it's what separates the chain franchise gyms from those exceptional privately owned entrepreneurial fitness businesses, hopefully just like yours.